Hello and welcome to day 24 of our January Challenge 2023. And we're starting at the top of our next page now, moving into our alternative, our second bit of melody, contrasting melody from earlier. So I'm going to play the last line that we did of the first page, which we learnt on, oh gosh, what day did we learn that on? On day 20. I'm going to do that because we actually have the second time bar, which is going to lead us into today. So I want to play from yesterday for you, and then we'll go into what we're actually learning today. So this is me starting at bar 17, which is the last line of page 1. I'll just play it for you so you can hear it. Here we go. Going into the second time bar, G sharp, and here we go. Okay, so that's what we're going to be learning today. So if we just go from the last couple of bars of the previous page, so let's work out where we're up to with levers at this point. So you would have, at this point, you'd have the D and the F, the one that we've always had, that we've been setting from the very early doors. You'd have those two on here, and everything else would be in neutral. That's right, yeah, everything else would be in neutral. Okay, so I would like us to just pick it up from this ending of yesterday, well, not yesterday, from day 20, which was, okay, and we had that, didn't we, where we played this chord, jumped up to here, and then we go to a C, and because it's the second time, we're now going to lead in, and to lead into where we're going next, we have a G sharp, which is leading us to that A. That G sharp is heading us to the A. Okay, so we've got that G sharp, which I'm doing with a 3, so that my 2 and 1 are anchored onto the A and C. Okay, so then we're into today's learning at the top of page 2. So right hand, first 2 bars are just on fingers, we're just going to use fingers 2 and 1, and we're on the A and the C. We play the A, we go back on as we play the C, then we move our C up 1 to the D, we play A, D, putting the A back on, go back to the C, back to the D, and then answer it with the final A, C. Okay, so if we try that a bit more in time, ya dam ba da yum bam ba dee da dam. So just the last 2 are a slower feel because they don't rush off a quaver feel. Okay, so we try that together. Just these top 2 bars in the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, C, A, D, A, C, A, D, A, C. One more time, go back on. See if you can always have something on these notes until we get to the end of that line, that section. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have one that lands, that starts on the beat, dum da. Then we have a beat where we come in after it, and then we're back on the beat after it, and then back on the beat and on again. Okay, try and just get the feel of it, don't overthink it. Okay, left hand underneath it, just like we were back on page 1, we've got this lovely bass pattern. It's up all the way up here. It's F, C, A, C, F, C, A, C. I believe that's an Alberti bass where we have the keynote of the chord, the 5th, going to the 3rd and back to the 5th. F, C, A, C. And I may not have mentioned it since we started on the piece, but we're kind of looking for some of that lovely rotation in the wrist is a really nice thing to do. So lovely elbows out, shoulder down, F, C, and just kind of allow a bit of movement in the wrist. Okay, so if we try that together, the left hand is our steady beat. We kind of want that to go onto automatic pilot, and then we can just bounce around above it. It's a really good way to do it. So just these 2 bars. We're mezzo piano, so we're not too loud. Okay, and we will have actually dropped down in volume because the last line on page 1 was actually up at mezzo forte. So da 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 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, if that felt a little bit like sort of patting your belly, rubbing your head, or the other way around, let's do 2 bars of just the left hand. Okay, nice and steady, and then we will join in with that right hand. Okay, so we're playing the left hand pattern 4 times in total. So just left hand, right hand sat waiting. So just left hand for 2 bars, and then the right hand will join in. Okay, here's our count. 1, 2, 3, left hand. 1, 2. Okay, right hand's going to join in this time. And. Okay, so hopefully that felt a little bit better, just getting that security of the steady left hand and then just being able to fit around it, but letting the left hand deal with itself while you focused on the top hand. The left hand pattern then moves down to C, G, E, C, and we have 2 bars of that. Okay, so that's fine. Top hand, it looks like it's jumping around a lot. What's going to happen? Well, it is jumping around, but to the same 2 notes most of the time. So we have an EC here, and I'm going to do it 2 and 3 because the next thing's up here. So rather than taking my whole hand down and having my whole arm a bit further forward, doing it with 2 and 3 is going to make the leap up easier. So I have, and these are like, I sort of think of these as like doorbell sounds, so ding dong. Then up the octave with 1 and 2, back to there, 2 and 3 on the EC, and back up the octave. And now we're going to walk into the D. So da da D C. Okay, so if we try that together, start with 2, 3 down here. In fact, before we do it together, just sort of practice that. Just practicing leaping from 2, 3 to 1, 2. Lots of doorbells going off. Okay, then we'll try it together, you and I. Right hand on, just the right. So we're going to go yum bum 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 yum bum ba dum dee da. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And steady. Okay, so it's recognizing how at the end of each of these phrases we then just go really steady. Okay, and that makes a nice contrast to the da-dam parts. Okay, we'll try that again. I'm going to add the left hand. If you wish to, you can as well, but focus on that right hand for the moment. Otherwise, here's our count in. 3 and 4 and. Good. Let's try that again. Focus mainly on the right, and if you can do both, that's fine. 3 and 4. No, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well done. And then you'd work on pulling that hands together, just those 2 bars, and then putting the whole phrase together. Okay, so don't overthink it. Just let your left hand be your ticking clock that you can then play against with that right hand. Join me on the play along where we will lead into it from the bar beforehand, and we'll do it at some nice steady paces. I'm aware some of my steady paces have been quite fast, so I'll maybe do it a little bit slower again. All right, I'll see you over there. Keep going. Well done.